Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nevel V. Ashki.
Hi there, True Sailor Comet here.
And we are here to react to...
Discord Tales, the Alicorn and the P.
Made by the magnificent Magpie Pony. So, this is our second reaction video we've ever done, and both of them have been for Magpie. So, I don't know, maybe we should do some for the show as well? I don't know, maybe? You think? There's people actually on this? We'll see.
A little disclaimer, I did start watching this before I realized this should be a reaction. So I watched up to about 2 minutes, and right around there, I basically almost did a spit take and was like, okay, Nevel, we need to do this. We need to do this. And then I also know what the next Pinky Tales is going to be because some friend of mine already told me. So disclaimer on that, but everything else I don't know about. He doesn't know anything, so we're good.
I'm good. Well, I mean, I stayed away from the informations until I actually decided to sit down to watch.
I warned you! I warned you not to watch it!
Yes, you did.
Give me some credit!
You told me not to watch it, and then you proceeded to spend the entire day in bed.
Sorry! I just got off work and I was sleeping, and you're in England! It's hard. It's different for me.
Timetables are hard.
Yeah, they are.
So, what do you say we get on with watching this reaction and... well, not watching this reaction, but watching this lovely tale of Pinky Tales, Discord Tales, and the Alicorn and the P. Alright, let's do this. Do you want to do the countdown?
Yes. 3. That was out of 3. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Discord Tales, the Alicorn.
I was trying to say Pinky Tales. For a second, I was like, Pinky Tales! I was like, oh right, Discord.
Well, 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 look who decided to come crawling back.
Well, they are babies, Discord.
Irony is not lost upon me, my dear. As I was saying, I knew it was only a matter of time before you little ponies realized my superior storytelling prowess and begged for me to return.
Absolutely.
Pinkie Pie
Especially
caught
after
a
the first
cold
one.
and needed some pony to fill in, so I volunteered, and Discord practically begged me to come along.
I remember
was
Magpie
that?
was sick, but
Please continue.
was that
Why,
foreshadowing?
thank you. I shall humbly reclaim my
curse yourself,
storytelling
Magpie?
throne, but only this once. Next time I shan't be so easily swayed for your pony pleasure.
You're too kind, Discord.
Just kidding.
Tonight's tale will be... let's see here. Aha! The Alicorn and the P. And told by the best storybook reader you've ever heard.
Pinkie, bye.
That's a strange pronunciation for Unky Discord. No matter. Once upon a time...
In the distant land of Topsy-Turvia, there lived a regal, benevolent, chaotic, and devilishly handsome queen.
Oh, woe is me.
That's what I spit tanked on.
Of this land have searched high and low for a suitable alicorn to wed my beloved son, the prince. But alas, no such true alicorn can be found.
And
Hey,
the
Sunset.
first 4 alicorns didn't count because...
The queen's advisor asked, levitating a parchment with her magic that contained the names and faces of 4 famous alicorns, all having been crossed off by the queen.
Too old, too overly saturated by the fandom, too pink, and too OCD.
Too old?
Never do.
The queen said, flopping onto her throne in a huff.
Sunset Shimmer, your majesty. And if you're not satisfied with the only alicorns in the land, then perhaps another bride would be better suited for your son? Someone in his own species?
Sunset said, glancing over at the prince who was dreamily looking out the window with his tongue hanging out the side of his mouth. He was a dragon, though an oddly proportioned one at that, and never seemed to quite understand anything that was going on around him. He never spoke, but instead made odd gurgling noises and the occasional shriek. The queen laughed dismissively, twirling her crown in her claw and holding a twily cane in her paw.
Twily cane!
You should have forgotten your toilet cane for this!
I can't get it now.
And besides,
Oh, well.
many hybrid babies are all the rage.
Sunset shuddered at the thought.
Isn't that son? See? Clear as day.
Right. Well, I suppose if we expanded our search beyond our borders, we might be able to find another Alicorn to your liking, Your Majesty.
Sunset started, but was cut off when a loud knocking could be heard from the front door.
Whoever could it be at this hour?
Sunset Shimmer raised an eyebrow in confusion and looked out a nearby window to see that it was still daylight.
That's a horse.
Perfectly reasonable hour for visitors. However, with a snap of the queen's claw, the sun disappeared from the sky and was rapidly replaced by the moon. In addition, she magicked a series of storm clouds that began to rain, with the droplets falling backwards from the ground to the sky. Whoever was outside the door screamed out in surprise.
Oh yes, they are actually. Oh wait, are they?
Sunset quickly opened the large double doors to save their guest from the queen's
Where's
dramatic magic. A striking purple unicorn mare wearing a long dark cloak covered in rainwater was shivering on the front steps.
Sorry for the intrusion. My name is Starlight Glimmer. I was separated from my friends in a series of strange occurrences that seemed to happen rather suddenly once I entered this kingdom.
She said, trailing off when the pair of ponies spied a quesadilla monster chase down a purple alicorn, who
Oh,
screamed
poor
in distress in the
Twilight.
background, followed by a flock of flying bananas who honked like geese as they attempted to get out of the rain.
That happens around here more than you'd think. You'd better come in. Not that it's much better inside the castle.
Who is it? A sparkle surprise?
The queen asked nonchalantly. She teleported out of her throne and next to the visitor.
Starlight Glimmer, Your Majesty.
Another one? How many versions of you twilight, starlight, shimmering glitter sparkles are out there?
Too many.
Crazy one. So, Nightlight Sprinkles, are you supposed to be the next Alicorn on the list?
Alicorn? I'm not a...
The mare started, but when the queen pulled her cloak away, sure enough, there were a pair of wings tucked in at her sides.
What the... Where did these come from?
Oh, come now, as if we all didn't see this coming. Princess Do-Goody got her wings in a one-part mid-season finale. Shimmy Sham here got hers in a music video.
Wait.
You're Twilight 3.0.
Oh
It's
yeah, the
only a
Phoenix
matter of
wings.
Time. I'm just speeding up the process.
I think there's been a big mistake. I just needed a place to stay the night until the storm passed. I'm a unicorn, I swear. I don't know how I got these.
Starlight said in exasperation, flailing her wings about, unsure how to control them.
We shall see.
The queen said, stroking her beard in contemplation.
Come, my dear. Warm your hooves by the fire while my trusty assistant
There's
and I
a tentacle in the
prepare
background.
food for the evening.
The queen picked Starlight up from the floor and swept her into the den. Soon after, the queen returned again with the prince in tow, plopping him beside her and pushing the pair of them together.
You best get acquainted, you know, in case this all works out.
The queen said, before teleporting away with Sunset Shimmer.
Before all what works out? What is going on?
Twilight Ballerina!
Starlight asked, in a mixture of confusion and anger. She looked up at the prince and her eyes widened. She'd never seen a dragon or any creature as unique and intimidating as him. Starlight chuckled awkwardly, taking a step away from him. The prince responded by scooting closer. She took another step away, and the prince leaned his head down to her level, staring intently
that's
at her while
a,
she chuckled nervously.
That's a ship I don't want to see.
Should have stayed outside.
Meanwhile, the queen and Sunset Shimmer
Ooh,
were preparing
that
the room
art.
for Starlight for the evening.
The background work is good.
I
That
need a
looks
test.
like
What
Frambo,
a
if you're my
clue.
personal opinion.
She's a true Alicorn. But what could it be?
The queen said, pacing back and forth while Sunset fluffed the pillows on the bed with her magic.
Why does it matter that the pony be an Alicorn again?
Oh, because every pony knows that every Alicorn is a princess, and I must have a true princess to wed my son.
Then... you're really just looking for a princess, right? Can't you tell if some pony is a princess if they have a kingdom to rule? Maybe some pony subjects that could vouch for...
Silly twinkly starshine. Any princess can have a crown, a kingdom, a scepter, adoring grounds, and servants to cater to their every need. That doesn't make them a true princess.
But a pair of wings does.
What makes them a true
How it should have been
princess
the fairy tale thing
is passing a
would disagree.
ridiculous test that no other pony could ever possibly hope to pass. I've got it!
The queen said, snapping her claw and producing a tiny green pea with her magic.
What's that for?
Oh, you ponies, so oblivious to the obvious. This, my dear, is the test. I shall put this tiny pea under the mattress, and if she is a true Alicorn princess, then she will feel the pea and won't sleep a wink. Princesses are sensitive, more so than other ponies. You eat the tiniest bit of chaos and their little feelings get hurt, so they turn you to stone.
Salty.
Something like that can only come from a privileged Alicorn.
The queen deduced. She lifted the mattress and placed the pea in the center of the frame before lowering it down again. The queen pursed her lips and looked at the bed quizzically.
Any old ordinary Alicorn could feel a pea under just one mattress. I know! Let's make it 100!
The queen said in delight, snapping her
There was
claw
only
and
20
piling
in
one
the fairy
mattress on top of the other.
And blankets! 50 of them as well!
In another snap of the claw, the bed had 50 new blankets on top of the highest mattress.
How the heck
The
did she
bed was
get
so
in there?
massive that the tower had to extend to accommodate for its size, and Sunset Shimmer looked at it in complete confusion.
So
She's
you
gonna
want the
die if
cold,
she rolls
wet,
over.
And
I think
exhausted
she'd
potential princess
die
to have
before
a
she gets to the
terrible
top,
night
'cause it's
of
just gonna
no
tip
sleep,
over.
Because that will somehow persuade her to stay and marry the prince.
Oh, yes! A true princess will see this bed and won't think anything is strange, but she'll still feel the influence of a tiny vegetable under the bottom mattress and not be able to sleep. That's right, kids. Your fairy tales make about as much sense as I do. I couldn't have written a more ridiculous premise than this if I tried.
It's not wrong.
A little while later, the queen
Thank you,
escorted
Professor.
Starlight to her room. She took one look inside and her heart dropped, eyes widening in shock. It was the precarious nature to which the mattresses were
gonna
piled, and
die.
the overall height of the bed. One wrong move and
Take
it
the
looked like
plushie.
it would topple over.
There
Yes!
you go, dear. A nice soft bed for you to sleep in.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Now, up you go for a good night's sleep.
I know I never mentioned this, as it wasn't particularly relevant until now.
At least she can
but
teleport.
I'm terrified of heights. Are you sure
me
there
too.
isn't another bed somewhere safer?
Starlight asked, shaking on her hooves. The queen merely laughed and teleported Starlight to the top of the bed monstrosity.
There we go.
That's a good one, Sunshine Sprinkles. Imagine that. An Alicorn afraid of heights. What will these ponies think of next?
I am not an alicorn!
Starlight started,
Sleep well.
but the queen was gone
Magpie
long
picture
before
in
she
the
could
corner.
finish her sentence. Starlight immediately
know this art
grasped
too.
onto the giant bedpost for dear
I
life.
recognize it.
She wasn't sure how it was possible, but it seemed like she was hundreds of feet in the air whenever
I've
she
seen it
dared to
in
look over the
PTS.
side. She attempted to ignite her horn and get back on solid ground, but the sheer altitude from atop the bed had shorted her magic. She was truly stuck.
Okay, Starlight, you can do this. You've been through worse. You faced a hive of changelings, a shadow pony, Pinkie Pie on a sugar bender. You can handle this. This is nothing.
Why is there a door up there?
That can't be good. That can't be good. That can't be good. Oh, what would Twilight do? Think, Starlight. Think. Maybe I can
Forget the
fly
pee.
off.
Everything else will keep her
Oh,
awake.
that's crazy. I don't even know if these wings are real. I don't know if any of this is real. Some pony. Help! Help!
Yep.
The next morning, the Queen and the Prince eagerly awaited to see if their Alicorn guest had slept through the night. Sunset Shimmer was sent to retrieve her from her room around breakfast time, and when she returned, Starlight Glimmer was with her, and looked simply dreadful. She had deep bags under her eyes, her mane was messed, and her pupils were as small as pinpricks. She was crouched close to the ground like she never wanted to be apart from it ever again.
Ooh, why, this is promising, I must say. Tell me, Sky Sparklers, did you sleep well?
Sleep? I didn't sleep at all!
Starlight said, choking on her words, her tone still tinged with terror.
You passed!
The Queen exclaimed, pulling on a cord that appeared beside her head, which released a series of balloons, confetti, and a banner with the Queen's picture giving a thumbs up and the printed words, "You did it," in bold letters. As the confetti fell, the Prince stuck out his tongue and let one of the pieces delicately land on his tongue, before eating it.
Passed? Passed what?
The test to see if you truly were an Alicorn princess worthy enough to marry the prince, of course. I hid a pea under all the mattresses, knowing that only a true Alicorn princess would be sensitive enough to feel it, and therefore be too uncomfortable to sleep. At long last, my son can finally settle down with a pony worthy of making me hybrid grandbabies.
Yeah, no.
Suddenly at Starlight's side, his long tongue licking up the side of her face. She stood silent and still, the only movement coming from the twitch of her eye.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Cute.
Sunset said, backing away in anticipation.
Are you kidding me? You were testing me? I didn't feel a pea. I was clinging onto the bedpost for dear life. How many mattresses did you pile on that bed? There was no additional support. The entire thing wobbled all night. I was sure it was going to fall. It was so high, it shorted out my magic. And I am not an Alicorn. I don't know why I have these wings, but I certainly can't fly with them. I was awake in sheer terror all night. What kind of pony, Alicorn or not, would want to marry some pony who put them in danger for a stupid test? I'm out of here!
Is she gonna be a villain again?
I was so sure you were the right Twilight parody for the job. I guess you were supposed to be the Alicorn all along, Shimmy Shine.
The Queen said, snapping her claw and taking away Starlight's wings, only to give them to Sunset Shimmer instead. Starlight didn't hesitate, bolting out the door once she was made a unicorn again.
Free! I'm free!
Sunset Shimmer started, inspecting her wings in bewilderment. As she did so, the prince's face inched closer and closer to hers.
True love conquers all.
Wait, I didn't sign up for
The end.
Oh dear.
Oh, what's this? Aren't they supposed to be asleep? Oh, how do you turn this
Wait,
thing
it's only
off?
halfway through. I'm confused.
Discord, your story was interesting, but it could be quite scary.
Scary? What on earth are you talking about? My story was flawless.
Well, there was a killer quesadilla and terrifying heights, and not to mention a dragon. Maybe the babies were a bit too.
Wait, she's using her wings to plug her ears. Oh God!
What's going on? Discord.
I wonder-
What are you? You.
Did she record this when she was sick?
What are you doing here? Oh, Pinkie Pie, you look just awful.
I have
What are
questions.
you doing out of bed? Poundin' Pumpkin's crying woke me up. What did he do this
Didn't
time?
sound like she's sick.
I'm so sorry. I think Discord's story might have frightened Poundin' Pumpkin.
Like, I mean,
Maybe just
legit
a little.
sick, you mean. I mean,
Every penny's still a critic,
Acting
I
sick,
see. There was nothing at all wrong
What?
with the story I told. I can't help it if you ponies have bad taste in comedy.
Move over. I'll tell them a real story. Pinkie Pie, you're too sick. I'll tell the twins a story to get them to go to sleep. Would you like that, Poundin' Pumpkin? Aww, a sweet story by you should do just the trick, Fluttershy.
Oh, now see here. When
Fluttershy
Fluttershy
fails.
said I could take over story time based upon Pinkie Pie's sudden ailments, she theoretically signed a verbal contract dictating that all stories therein must be told and performed by the one and only Draconicus Lord of Chaos, Discord, etc., etc. Any breach of said hypothetical contract gives all licensing rights to the series Pinkie Tales to Discord, which will promptly be renamed Chaos Tales and undergo an aggressive rebranding.
Discord? If you wanted another chance, all you had to do was ask. What? But, Fluttershy, do you really expect the Discord to tell the twins a sweet story?
Oh, you want sweet? I'll give you downright sappy.
Uh-oh.
Once upon a time...
Oh god.
In the magical land of Horsequestria, there lived a lovely queen and a
Is that Lost?
particularly picky prince. The queen,
Yes.
Horse Mom, had tried for years to find the right princess for her son to wed. However, the prince would only accept the best and truest princess to be his bride. Thus far, no princesses had won his favor.
I, the perfectly boring, correct-gendered prince, must have the perfect princess
Correct
for my
gender.
bride. Oh, are you quite sure we have to start this one from the beginning? Already bored.
Hold on. How come this is the first time you've actually interrupted your own story? And why did you drag me here again to narrate? That first narrator sounded perfectly fine to me.
There was no first narrator. That was me. I can do all sorts of things to my voice.
Change it.
Throw it. Add unnecessary audio effects. I think if these were called Discord tales, they might as well be narrated by Discord. But that's not the way Pinkie wants it. So, here we are. Predictable, I know. And seeing how Pinkie scared away all the other narrators, you were our unlucky winner.
You narrated it. That's not what the name says in the credits, Discord. Narrator 1 is chaotic. Chaotic. I get it. So the Great Lord of Chaos is mimicking narrators now. Great.
A bad pun I surely couldn't pass by, especially since puns are what the Pinkie Tales franchise is built upon. Isn't this the part where you narrators insist on getting back to the story, no matter how dull they may be?
Fine.
Where was I? Oh, yes. How will I ever find one to suit me, Mother?
Horse Mom frowned and pulled her son into a sappy and cootie-filled hug to comfort him. As she did so, they heard a knock at the door.
Who could that be? It's pouring normal rain outside at the appropriately inappropriate hour of the night.
Appropriately
Horse Mom
inappropriate.
asked, opening the door to her own castle for some reason, as there didn't seem to be many servants around. On the doorstep before her was a small yellow pony with a pink soft mane, drenched in mud and water.
Ah, so this is a Fluttercore story, is it? I suppose it can't be a dyslexia one, since she's playing the role of the queen.
You're going to do this the entire story, aren't you?
Don't pretend you don't love it. You know
I bet
you
DF
love
approves.
me, baby.
I gotta watch her
Tells
reaction.
me someone's going to get angry at me for using that phrase without permission.
Wait, what was the phrase?
I don't know.
So much for this.
We talked
The
over
pony
it.
had big wavering anime eyes and a quiver in her lip.
Forgive my intrusion, dear queen, but I am a princess, even though I'm just a Pegasus, and I have been tragically separated from my servants on a long, perilous journey. Might I come in and spend the night away from the storm?
The princess asked, as the music in the background became louder, while the camera panned
Reminds me when
over
I
to
got locked out of
Horseman,
my
who you could
workplace.
tell
She's
was
big.
sympathetic by the tragically sad look on her face.
Of course, dear, come in. You are a
Well, she is
princess,
slightly
you say.
I am Princess Waifu-Shy. Thank you for your
Princess Waifu
hospitality.
Shy.
You like that one? Came up with the name myself. I know how much the fans love a good ship.
Pinkie Pie?
Just kidding, it's still me.
What the? Ugh. Discord! Are you really that bored? Or are you just trying to make it your mission to tick me off?
Lost sounded a little like rainbow there.
Wait, Lost just censored herself.
The little ones. This is Magpie Pony's channel, after all.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Waifu Shy curtsied, and the prince begrudgingly returned the gesture before turning to his mother.
Do not disturb. Sorry.
Only to know that she is a real princess.
You need a sign on your
It
door.
could have been any pony off the streets pretending to be a waifu.
The prince said, like the picky little brat he was.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you want, I could just go.
Nonsense. Come, child. Warm yourself by the fire, while my son and I prepare you a room.
Horse Mom said, ushering the poor filly towards the cracking but otherwise boring fireplace. The prince, still skeptical, followed his mother from the room.
Patience, my dear, for I know of a test that will prove if this mare is indeed a true princess of your liking.
That's not the only requirement I have, you know. She must also sound lyrical, laugh at my jokes, be exceedingly beautiful. Although, let's be honest, none can exceed my own beauty. Oh, and I almost forgot, she absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, must be perfect in every way.
So you want Mary Poppins?
All of these things will be made clear by my test.
I think you just enjoy testing your subjects, don't you, Queenie Sunbutt? Oh, wait, I mean mother.
The queen instructed several servants to meet her and the prince in the highest room of the tallest tower, with exactly 20 downy mattresses, 20 quilted blankets, and a small green pea. She knew that only a real princess would be sensitive enough to feel the little pea under all the mattresses and blankets. And if she was a real princess, then she would be the one for her son. For the love of Discord!
Why? Oh, it's you. Wake me when this story is over, will you? Now I know why you use these to get the twins to sleep.
You're making this so difficult! Flutter's Waifu Shy was escorted to the tower shortly after the room was completed. When she was ushered inside, she looked confused, but didn't speak up at the strange sleeping arrangements. She thanked the queen and prince and retired for the evening.
Why is it Fluttershy gets to go to sleep in this story, but I can't take a nap?
I thought it was Waifu Shy. Can't you keep your character straight?
With enough interruptions, can you?
You are so lucky I am on Mag's channel right now. The next morning, the queen and the prince eagerly awaited Waifu Shy at breakfast.
That's an evil queen outfit.
When she arrived, she looked much more put together than the night before, though she did yawn quite loudly as she was seated.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit tired.
Oh? How did you sleep, my dear?
Waifu Shy wasn't sure how to answer that question. She hadn't had any sleep at all, thanks to the tiny pea under the mattresses. But she didn't want to admit to the queen that she wasn't the perfect hostess to visiting royalty. She presumed that a little white lie might be better than offending the queen. After all, princesses were taught to be kind and bite their tongues when something...
Hey!
What?
How have you been? You seem tense.
You know what? I am done. I don't care. I don't care what this is Mag's channel.
Well, it seems I've lost the narrator. And so, to this boring story, I say the end. Maybe they didn't hear me. The end. The end. The end.
I don't think that's going to work, Discord.
Snap your fingers and put them to sleep.
Perfectly fine on Pinkie Pie.
have to try something else.
And what, pray tell, do you have in mind to make them stop spewing that horrendous noise?
It's not their diapers. They're fed. I know they're tired. I just don't know.
It's the story, isn't it? Not good enough yet. Take 3. Once upon a time.
Oh god,
I promised myself I wasn't going to narrate for Discord again. I made that promise, but
Oh, it's Meg.
Chaotic is missing. Lost is still somewhere reeing into the sunset, and so you know what? I'm gonna narrate this one my way. There's this far-off kingdom ruled by this queen of sorts. Only she's a bit of a bohemian, and she has this particular problem. See, she's got this kid that she wants to marry off, but all the neighboring kingdom's princes take one look at her kid and begin to question the actual requirements for being royalty these days, and they go kind of into a mental breakdown. See, her kid's a bit of a sap. You could say she's real stiff. The possibilities of puns are endless here, because she is a tree. I mean, I figured Tree Hugger might try to claim some plant-based life forms somewhere in her ancestry, but she's actually trying to pass this Tree Bloomberg off as the princess of her land. So after some time has passed, Hippie Mom goes to her kid all upset because she failed, and she's like,
I am so totally bummed that I haven't found you the right soul partner with whom you can share an eternal bond. But like, don't let those other princes wreck your vibe. It just means that they aren't princey enough to handle all your positive karma.
But as she's amping up those hippie stereotypes, there's a suspiciously well-timed knock on their front door.
Salutations and blessings to you, traveler.
Hey there.
No. No. I can handle Bloomberg and Tree Hugger, but you're making the Prince Featherbeaver? I mean,
Featherbeaver
Bangs. That's totally what I said.
Kill it.
You know what? I'm not even going to give you the chance to respond, because unlike the other narrators in this story, I have a pretty accurate sense of the power that I actually wield. So before you go and say something that you and I both know everyone will regret, I'm just going to ignore all these details that you're throwing at me to make me break, and I'm going to push on. So, ha!
I'm from a distant kingdom, and I heard you were looking for a handsome prince to sweep your princess off her hooves.
Actually, she has roots that tie her to our Mother Earth, and disrupting that connection might emotionally and physically scar her. But I can tell that your heart was in the right place. Come in and make yourself comfortable. I think you'll find the aura of this place to be quite calming and welcoming.
Yeah, sure, okay. So can I meet her?
She's in the throne room, which is actually made entirely of organic materials. We don't have to disrupt our environment to classify ourselves as royalty.
So Justin makes his way towards the princess, and at first
Every
he's skeptical,
5 feet
but
was to
then he
strangle
sees
that
his
horse.
reflection shining back at him from the ripe apples on the princess's branches, and he decides that she's the most beautiful princess he's actually ever met, so he's on board.
This just might be the most attractive tree I've ever seen. I'll totally marry her.
That's righteous, but I'm still not getting a clear vibe from you, and I can't let my sapling marry just any pony. I'm sure after some meditation and a good night's sleep, I'll have aligned my chakras and can make a more clear decision.
Even though I get the feeling that Tree Hugger would be the last pony to make someone pass a test to marry her tree, we're just gonna have to ignore that because reasons. She has a few other ponies bring her a biodegradable, environment-friendly mattress to Justin's room, along with whatever organic vegetable was left over from dinner.
You summoned me, Your Highness.
Oh, righteous. A garden pea. That's exactly what I need. In order to give my eternal blessings for this union, I need to be sure that the prince can sense the emotions of all the Earth's bounty. So, like, I need you to sleep under the mattress. If he can, like, feel you under there and rescue you, then I'll know he cares for the well-being of every pony.
Oh, well, are you sure one mattress is enough? It might be too easy for him to feel my presence.
Nah, man. There's no need to waste more materials. And, like, I highly doubt more mattresses will emphasize the point of this test.
So after all that exposition dump,
Oh, he's
Beaver makes his
actually
way
the-
to the bed, but when
Yeah,
he lays on the mattress,
he's the P.
he senses what any normal pony would in this given situation. What with a Draconiquus-sized vegetable literally lifting it off the ground? Something's not right.
Huh. I can't seem to get my beauty sleep on this bed.
Ow!
It's like there's something trying to keep me from being my picture-perfect self.
Perhaps he didn't hear me. Ow!
Yeah, I just sense that something's off here. Something just doesn't bode.
Are the cake twins asleep yet?
The next morning rolls around and preteen Scream approaches the queen holding a mangled pea in his hoof, and he's like,
So I couldn't sleep very much last night till I discovered this green thing under my mattress.
Ow!
Next time, you might want to check under there before you have visiting royalty.
That's exactly what I was like, hoping you'd say. I put it under there to test you for some reason, and you passed. You have my blessings and positive vibes to marry the princess.
I guess the moral of that story is when your in-laws give you a ridiculous test or put you under some undue scrutiny, it's best to just smile and take it, because at the end of the day, even they know it's stupid and unnecessary, but it sure is fun to watch you struggle.
That makes it believable.
Did it work that time?
I think so. Aren't they just so adorable when they sleep?
Oh, yes. Diabetes inducing.
Where's the book slam sound effect?
Wait! I give up!
What's going on in here?
Fluttershy? Discord? What are you two doing here?
Pinkie Pie was too sick to tell the twins a story tonight, so we volunteered to help. But no matter what we tried, they just can't seem to stay asleep.
That's because the twins caught the cold too. Babies are always fussier when they don't feel good.
Didn't Pinkie Pie tell you they were sick?
Nope. Let's just call this payback. I knew Fluttershy would bring you along, Discord, and you wouldn't be able to resist trying to impress her by getting them to sleep, even though that's almost impossible right now.
I think that's Marking's art.
Yeah.
Yep, it's Marking's art.
Oh, you got me, Pinkie Pie. Don't you ever do this to me again. Toodles.
Worth it? She wasn't even fazed by it! Okay, let's see who did what. Ooh, draft!
Oh, Panda.
Yeah, I do pens with it. Marking.
There's a lot of people.
Nathan Case, Chaotic Pony, Lost Narrator. So many narrators!
Yeah.
Katie Patterson! Ah! Celestia, Kenzie, Gina M, where's Mom? Ed Melody, Edward James, Bernie Drumming, Ice Keys, Pegasus Pitch, Magpie. Next time.
Slumber. Which one's Slumberjack?
Slumberjack, Sleeping Beauty, Applejack.
Yeah, but okay, Sleeping Beauty. Okay.
We can pause the video.
Yeah.
There. But basically, what I'm thinking about for possibly for Slumberjack is that like we're gonna be inside her mind and she's just gonna be like, really? That's what I'm hoping. I don't know. We'll see. But
We'll find out. Next.
like, cause you know how she usually commentates on what's going on. Like, really? We're doing this now?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Well, that was good. That was very good. Just wanted to strangle that Justin Bieber pony, just a little bit. Just twist a little bit and then crash.
Feather Bangs isn't that bad.
It's
at
Justin
the end.
Bieber!
Bieber is awful, okay? Even though he has some mannerisms with him, you can't really exactly completely say they're the same.
Although the show did base Feather Bangs off of Justin Bieber. They admitted this.
Yes, but at least he is nicer than Bieber.
Well, yeah, he actually talks to kids rather than throwing things at them.
Or end up 2 hours late to a concert and Bon Jovi has to scold his butt.
He did more than scold. Just take an iron, just...
Branding for the win.
Mm-hmm. Give him a cutie mark.
Iron mark.
There's your cutie mark. Anyway,
your talent is ironing. Yes.
Personal displeasures aside, that was really good. I thought that was brilliant. Jokes, absolutely hilarious. The artwork, left, right, and centre, there was always something that was just brilliant.
At first I was confused. I was like, wait, the story's ending already? But
yeah,
what are they going to do?
I was a bit confused. I was like, no way has it been 37 minutes already.
Yeah, I was like, wait, that was way too fast. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, oh gosh! And then Magpie at the end with the narration was just having none of it. She's like, "Fine."
There was one thing we missed, though. One thing.
What did they say? That one. Thing?
Yeah, but where was that?
I don't know. Oh.
It was in the second story. During a freeze moment.
I'm gonna try the.
Up the stairs, I believe.
Tell me what time if you find it before I do.
Adam.
Hold up.
Okay, it's 21:50.
21:50.
Go to 21:45. Press play from there.
Alright, 21:45. Okay.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Okay. But anyways, yes. Any final thoughts?
Thumbs
well,
up.
besides the ones we already said. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I love all the different versions, and the second one's fine, we'll tell them everybody whines about do it right story, and then you go into a mixture of the two, and the first one's truly chaotic right. With the quesadilla monster though. Part of me wonders if Ashley has nightmares about that because she's a Dorito queen or something. I don't know. But what? But yes. Everyone did a fantastic job though.
Agreed.
Alright, so
that was Reactions for You with Nevel and True. And
woo!
We are happy to do this.
It's so much fun.
We look forward to the next time we actually do this. Whether it be the next Pinky Tales, whether it be... What else is Mag working on? She's working on something else, right? I know she's up to something. What are you up to, Mag? You never have more than... You never have only one project on the go.
Wait. We can also do a reaction, even though I know exactly what goes on and stuff like that, we can still do a reaction to Diner Discord in the last episode, right? Right?
It's possible. Although you
Wait,
did
wait.
all the music to it, so you know absolutely everything that's going on, Chris says.
Yeah, but it's still fun to see your reaction. And I could just be a commentator in that case.
I don't know if it splits it. Anyway, we'll discuss that later.
Anyways, yeah. Alright.
So, I have been Nevel V. Yashki.
And True Sailor Comment.
And we will see you all later. Bye bye.